Just another vlog on living in the car. Just the problem people have when they live in the car is they think they're going to need everything they've got in the room or flat. Yeah. If you've got a house, basically, yeah, the garage is usually a garage full of clutter. You've probably got a spare bedroom full of clutter. Right? Straight away, that's got to go. And the problem is that if you live in a car, but you've got a storage, what do you call it, facility, you rent storage out. You rent storage to put all the clutter from the house in storage. What's the point? You've not downsized to living in a car here. All you've done is empty the house and put it in the storage. Right? You ain't got a car and live in the car. And you can go back to your storage and then go and get this out and that out. That's not living in the car, is it? Because you haven't gone through the living in a car mindset of decluttering. Because you haven't decluttered, have you? You just transferred the clutter in the house to clutter in a storage box or whatever. Yeah. Container or whatever, yeah. It's the decluttering that is, it's almost rewarding to declutter. You don't need everything you buy. People after clutter is actually accumulated, just because people want to go down to have a walk through town or go for a coffee shop and they think, oh, we can have that. They don't need it. They don't need anything to buy. It's just that impulse buying. The more people buy on Amazon, they don't need to impulse buy, because all they want is that when something wears out, all they go is go on the Amazon, buy again, click, boom, job done. You haven't got to walk past shops and think, oh, I need that, oh, I need this and that. You don't need any of that, do you? But people think they need more than they need. And when you look around a room, I've rented rooms now for many, many years, decades, right? So as I said, I've got, like everyone else that rents rooms, everything they own is in the room. That's it. So you think of all these rooms, rented rooms. Everyone that rents a room has got nothing more than a car full of things. So they are effectively minimalists. It's just that living in a car is a bit more minimalist than that. And then wild camping is even more minimalist, because you just got one rucksack and that's it, isn't it? And the tent's in that as well. At least in the car you haven't got your tent, have you? Because all you need in life is the clothes that you wear, something to eat when you're parked a bit remotely, off-grid, yeah? And, well, what else? Not a lot else, is it? So you need a change of clothes, 7 days, a week's worth of clothes, right? Then you go to a laundrette. See, the more clothes you have living in a car, is more washes in a laundrette. Then, let's just say you put your quilt in it, right? Yeah? You have a quilt, and you want this big double quilt where keep yourself warm in the winter. Got to wash it, don't you? Then you got to pay extra in the laundrette for the big laundrette thing to wash your quilt, don't you? Don't have one, you got to wash it here. You wash your clothes, don't you? But it's if you're going to have a mattress in a estate car, yeah, would you get that you'd probably get that in I'm looking now. Would you get that in a double mattress in an estate car? Yeah, you would. Get in the van easy. But a van, yeah. And this is not a bad mattress. If you go on IKEA and look at Just type in IKEA HAF. It's HAFSLO. Slow mattress. You buy it in a round. It's round, yeah. I see someone in Europe. They bought one the same thing. It's a comfy mattress, double mattress. If you just you yourself and you only want a single mattress, I think I'd do single mattresses. But if you can live in a car, start watching. If you're thinking about moving from a rented room and living in a car, start watching truck vloggers. Just type truck vloggers into YouTube, and there's some famous ones, yeah. And they live. And you want to look at the trampers, not those in the day cab. Look at those trampers. So they're out all week in the same, yeah. Truck vlogger, tramper. Type that into YouTube and it should come up with trampers that live in it all week. Some of them don't. Most of them have slept overnight in this truck and have actually vlogged from the truck cab, of how they do it. There's a couple more. There's a great vlogger. I won't name him, but it's a great vlogger. Doesn't vlog much now. Doesn't vlog trucks anymore, but he used to. And he's a cook. He was a cook before he went to trucking. He changed career from catering to trucking. If you know truck vlogs, you know who he is. And he wouldn't buy. What is the point of buying fast food? Because I prefer it that way, because you're actually you move away from where you park up to a drive-through or something, or where you get a paper and a cup of coffee, whatever. Yeah. Or facilities and toilets, whatever. Yeah. So you move away from your park up to facilities. If you're in a camper van, you're there and your facilities are there, which means you could be there for days, couldn't you? But it's just good to move from where you park up to facilities. Choose a garage or something, or choose a coffee shop or something like that. And if you get like a coffee shop, you can charge your phone up on I say Starbucks. You get Starbucks, you can charge your USB up, you can charge your battery bank up, you can charge your phone up, etc. And this is it. All you need is a phone. Your phone. Some of the best vloggers, YouTube vloggers, only use a phone. Okay, they have the latest thing. It might cost them $1,000, but if they're making their money from vlogging, they have the best equipment. But most of them, they've got all the other equipment, but they use one's phone to film another phone. That's all they do. Most of them just use that. And if you learn about Velcro vlog points, like on the back of this phone, there's Velcro. Okay? So there's ribbed Velcro on the back of this phone. So anywhere I want to put a bit of like furry Velcro, like the bottom half of this, a third of your phone screen, yeah, that rectangular bit, yeah, there, of furry Velcro. Wherever I put that, I can put my phone. It'll fit. Doesn't matter. It could be on a worktop. It could be on a lamppost. If you want to do a vlog, if you actually parked up somewhere as a lamppost. I'm not saying use a lamppost. It's public property, but you put it on a tree, on a fence post. Yeah. You put if the furry Velcro sticks to the fence post, or the plastic, the plastic wire sticks to that, your phone can be your vlog point. I'm just waffling now, but yeah, but see, you don't have to, and when you're parking to park up, you don't need to pay to park up. Don't pay. I've done a year and a half, didn't pay once. Just means you may have to move from, if you're in a city, you can't stealth camp for a year and a half, a couple of years. It's just too much. You just need to be out in the sticks somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but close enough to a town. And then you've got problems with like work. If you've got work, you've got to keep going to work. But now there's more and more jobs, like people are being photographers or social media influencers. People will be resellers in living vans. There's a lot of jobs now that are remote, that can be remote jobs. which is ideal for people living in vans and cars. The whole society has gone remote, off-grid, effectively. I would say that if you're actually living in a van or car, something like a Jackery, those Jackery power banks, and the solar panel that self-charges them, which means you haven't got to have a solar panel on the roof. You have a foldable solar panel you can put in the boot, and you can put your Jackery in the boot. So when you want to charge up and it's boiling hot, you can just rest it against your car, can't you? Or put it outside near your car. If you're in a bit of a remote place, and just charge from the sun. That ball in the sky. That's living in a car, living in a van is as easy, if you like, as you want to make it. Or it's difficult you want to make it. And if you don't downsize from a rented room, at least once when you leave a rented room, if you've got more than 3 tubs, it will make it difficult for you when you live in a car, because all you're doing is moving this bag of things that you don't need to that bag of things, to get to that bag of things that you do need, to bring that bag of things out, to put the bag of things that you don't need, that you should have downsized and cluttered and thrown away, to that. That's what the problems that you're going to get in car life if you don't downsize. You're going to have to properly downsize, and you've got to say to yourself, you only need 3, and put the 3 tubs on your bed in a room. And if you've got too much, it's just like packing to go on holiday. You've got one suitcase, it's got to all fit in that suitcase, and it's got to be under a certain weight. Which means you have to think, oh, I won't need that, and then I won't need this, and then I won't need that, and then I won't need... You've got to do that when you downsize from a rented room to live in a car. So that you put 3 tubs on your bed that fit in, make sure the 3 tubs fit in your boot first. And that's it. And then you have to downsize. And make sure you leave your rented room with just 3 tubs. And not 3 tubs in a storage container full. Because then you have your mindset. She's coughing. If you've got a storage container full of stuff full of things from the house, she's a fake coughing, right? It's constant, right? If fake coughing is constant. I'm just talking through it now. In your mind, you haven't downsized because you've still got a store. You're still always constantly thinking about the things in your storage container. And then you think, well, if I take this thing out of the car, I'll swap that with something that's in the storage container. If you've downsized, all you've got is stuff in the things in the boat. That's it, isn't it? Makes life a lot simpler, a lot easier, a lot more minimalistic. And you've got to have a minimalistic mindset. You don't need all the things that you think you need. You just think you need the things that you think you need. Yeah? But don't pay to park. You don't have to pay to park. And if you're in a built-up area where you have to pay to park, change areas. Easy enough. Adios. Oh, and a laundrette. £7 for a wash. About £7 or £8 for a wash. The big wash. The medium wash. And about £3 or £4 tumble dry. For one load. So you pay about £11 tumble dry. Wash and tumble dry. In a rented room you don't pay anything because you're already paying it on a monthly. But then again, when you live in a car, van, you might pay £10 for a week for a laundrette, but you haven't got to pay the extra £100 to live on, do it on a rented bed, have you? And that's life living in a car. Just me waffling away about my experience of living in a car and what I would have done differently. E.g., I would have downsized a lot. All the fun.